Baja is an engineering competition hosted by the Society of Automotive Engineering. In this competition, engineering students will take a design full circle through the engineering cycle, starting from initial concept all the way through to a production prototype.
2012 was the best season U of L had ever had in Baja. We placed 5th overall in the first competition and 9th overall in our second competition. So coming off of that year, we knew that we had done what it took to do well and consistently finish in the top 10, but we wanted to push ourselves even further and become a consistent top 5, top 3, and even first place overall finishing team.
Leading up to Tennessee, we were mostly concerned with all of the new designs on the car. We had a new suspension design, a lot of new suspension components we've never used at U of L, new transmission design, new transmission components we've never used at U of L. Things of that nature that we were afraid were going to fail and cost us the race. So what we did is we took some time to test. We got a lot of the issues ironed out, but it really kind of set us up to start being worried about a lot of underlying issues with these components. We actually had a transmission failure at the end of our first suspension and traction run, which we were afraid was going to put us out for the rest of the event.
Thanks to the guys at RIT, they helped us out getting our transmission rebuilt and fixed. We were able to complete a sled pull run and both of our maneuverability runs as well for the day. Because of our poor acceleration time on Dynamic Day, we started middle of the pack somewhere in endurance, and that kind of gave us a slight uphill battle because we had to work our way through traffic on the first few laps, which inevitably somebody's going to get stuck in front of you and allow the front runners to kind of get even further ahead. So my goal, especially starting the race in the car, I wanted to be as quick as possible while also trying to get a feel for the track and not flip the car over or break the car.
Design finals in Tennessee were a mess. We were totally unprepared. This is only the second time our team had been to design finals in its history. And as a team, we really didn't have a solid presentation put together. So we were totally blown away by the results at the Tennessee competition, where we earned a first place overall in design and an 8th place overall at the competition. So even though we had all these mechanical issues plaguing us during the dynamic events, we still managed to pull out a respectable finish, and there was still hope for the season.
Go!
After our competitive dynamic day, we knew that we had a good shot at doing extremely well at the competition as long as we put together a good endurance day as well. We continued our top 10 finishes in Washington. We placed 5th overall. We also placed 2nd overall in design. So again, it was another great competition for us from an overall standpoint. We still had a lot of reliability issues that needed to be worked out in preparation for Rochester.
Knew going into endurance in Rochester that Michigan was going to be a tough team to beat. They had won 2 out of the 3 races this far, and we had to run the perfect race if we were going to beat them.
Once I got out of the car after the third leg, I instantly asked Matt. I knew going into the car at the beginning of the third hour that we were somewhere around 4th or 5th in endurance, and I asked Matt as soon as I got out of the car, I said, "Where are we at?" And he kind of looked at me and was like, "We're in 2nd place." And after it was like, "Okay, wow, that's awesome." We then pulled up my phone and looked at the Baja mobile app and saw that we were about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, somewhere in there behind Michigan.
The Michigan car ran into a bit of a roadblock on the second last lap of the race, which held them up for that minute and a half, 2 minute period that they, or 2 minute lead that they had over us. So coming into the first corner of the last lap, I saw the Michigan car ahead of me. And at that point I made the decision that we were either going to wreck out of the race at this point or get first. Them on that last lap, knowing that there was every possibility that I could catch them and pass them if I just kept my foot in it. And I did. I passed him and never looked back until we crossed the finish line. Luck would have it, that was the last lap. I'm pretty sure they would have got around if we went around again and passed us. But that was the last lap. They waved the checkered flag. We won by 2 seconds, and I spent most of the next hour or two deciding if that was real or not. It was a pretty amazing experience.